Okay. Today we're going to tie an elk hair caddis. I have a 1180 standard Daiichi dry fly hook in the vise. Start our thread a little bit behind the eye. Wrap back to a little bit right before the barb starts. A little bit behind the hook point. We're going to take, this is size 16. I'm going to take our hackle. I've stripped some off the end and then stripped some off just the top. That's so that the fibers don't shoot back when you wrap it in. Because those elk hair, or those caddises, they don't really have anything past right about there. No antennas or stuff shooting out. Okay, so we're gonna take some cinnamon caddis dubbing. That's what I'm using here. This is also brown or ginger, light or dark ginger, brown. It's just a brownish hackle, and it looks really nice with the cinnamon caddis. If you're gonna use hackle for this, or the hackle you use for this, you're gonna want it to be right on, if anything, a little bit smaller size than your hook. I think these flies look really nice with a smaller hackle than what the hook is. But I'm going to use a size 16 right here. I'm going to tie a slender dubbing noodle on here. I don't worry too much about a taper, but I am going to make sure that this starts right in front of the thing, and then we're going to take our first wrap of dubbing right behind our hackle. We're going to wrap that up. All the way to the front there. Bring our thread back just a little bit. It's right there. Now we're going to take our hackle. Make sure that that spot that you ripped off the top is facing towards the hook once you start wrapping. We're just going to wrap this. Nice even wraps all the way up the hook. These flies looking a lot nicer if you have even wraps in there. We're going to capture this. Try not to catch fibers, but it happens. Everyone does it. Just try not to tie any of them down. Now we're going to take our scissors and trim off any of those hackles or fibers that you caught, and trim out that hackle. Alright. Now we're going to take our scissors and we're going to take a little bit of a ramp. That's for our elk hair. You can use elk hair, deer hair. This is bleached elk. I'm going to take about a pencil's width, maybe a little bit less than that. You don't want to put too much hackle on these flies, or too much hair on these flies, but you much. We're going to get all those extra little hairs and fibers out of the bottom. You can use a comb, use your fingers, flick them out, just get them out. You don't want any of those in there. Makes it a lot harder. Alright, now we're going to put this in our hair stacker. Give it a good stacking. And as you're grabbing it by the tips, pull out any extra fibers or anything. Just make sure you're grabbing really tight. And see how I got the one sticking out right there? We're going to pull that out of there. Alright, now we have a nice stacked even bundle of hair. We're going to measure it to go right to the back of that hook point. Let me get this one hair out of here. If you have any stray hairs or fibers, just get them out of there. Alright, so that goes right to the bend of the hook. Transfer fingers, do nice capture wrap, pull a little tighter, and tightest. Alright, pull some of that hair up, do a wrap in. Pull a little more up, do a nice tight wrap in, and pull. A little more, wrap, pull. Make sure you keep that elk hair right on top of the hook. And pull all of it up, and push back behind the eye like that to kind of give you a little space to do your whip. Alright, now we're going to keep our thread pointed back, and we're going to keep our thread back so it doesn't slip over the eye, and throw in a wet finish. Just 3 or 4 turns, 5 turns, because we're going to put some head cement on here. I'm going to trim that out of there. I'm going to fix up this hair on top. Alright, you're going to pull all these hairs forward here and trim them so there's a little bit of a head sticking up. And then you want to make sure that you got any that may have been shooting back. And we're going to take all of our hair and pull it up. Just make sure we get it all on top of that hook point. It's like there's a couple fibers in here. Trim them out. Just kind of adjust. I like to adjust my hair so it lays nice and on top. Don't want any sticking. There's one on the side that I didn't see. Pull that out of there. Trim that. There's 2 right there. We can get out of there. Alright, and you can put a little head cement right there behind the eye. But that is an elk hair caddis.